That'll just be for.
He's gonna have it here.
We're gonna go ahead and be live while you
Well, I mess around over here.
TexarkanaFY.com and Horn Hog Radio with the Kings, Bill and Rhonda King. We are here at First Baptist Church, Moores Lane, with what I think is a very, very important subject, blending families. We have we met, Miss Helen over here got us all together when we first heard about Blake Sampson, little baby boy that was terribly abused by his stepfather. Horrific, right? But we had that benefit downtown, and the Kings came down there, and they had literature, because a lot of these issues with step families. How many years have you been doing this now?
Been 17 years now.
Tell us a little bit more about yourself, Bill. Rhonda, I'm sorry, I'm excited for what you're doing. And,
Okay.
Because I know there's
here at FBC on Moores Lane, 17 years ago, Rhonda and I were formed out of a divorce. She came in to the marriage with 2 kids, and I came in with 3. And so now we have 3 boys and 2 girls together, and now here we are 26 plus years later, and we have 13 grandkids, blessed with that. So with that, 10 years into our marriage, the church came to us and said, hey, would you lead a stepfamily class? And we looked at each other, looked at them, and said, why us? And they said,
because you're like the Brady Bunch.
No, they said, because you're still married.
Yeah.
That's a big deal, man.
And
I mean,
it is, because of
divorce
the
is so
rate.
easy.
Well, it's so high when you go to the second marriage. You know, it's almost 50% in America now, the divorce rate.
Well, that's the first one, right?
We're going over
Right.
70% for the second one.
Yeah.
And so with this, it's the class is called Successful Stepfamilies. The seminar that's coming up, the conference with Ron Deal, is how to build a successful stepfamily. And he is well renowned. He's done this.
Yeah, Google Ron Deal. He's probably one of the foremost experts on this very topic.
He is.
In the world, really.
Yeah.
And he's going to be here himself, though. He's not sending somebody.
No, typically he's in the big city venues.
You're right. Yeah,
Right.
he's doing the big. But
Yeah.
I know First Baptist. When that story came out about, this is a big thing. If people are having these issues, well then, I think it's huge that First Baptist said, look, we'll put the money up, because we're talking about Ron L. Deal himself coming for a 2-day conference, and it's $25 a couple.
Yeah.
And that includes refreshments, child care, the literature. You can't even buy the literature.
The books and literatures are with it.
Yeah, you can't even buy that stuff on Amazon for that. Right?
Yeah.
So do take advantage of this. This is a very, very big deal, and I think, and it's not just people at the church, right?
No.
Community wide.
And when we say community,
Our
if you're seeing
community
this,
from Arkansas side to Texas side, it can be a 50-mile radius, 100-mile radius.
if you're seeing this, come.
Yeah, we've had people from Mount Pleasant come.
Yeah.
You know,
And
Fort
you can
Dodge.
come, and this is every Wednesday you do. You have
Yes.
We have a support group.
every Wednesday you meet. But let's get back to this. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But I do want to talk about that, because the resource is always here, right? But this building a successful step family conference, I don't want to throw anybody off and say, conference, like, it's a convention or what have you. We're only talking about Friday, August 6th, 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. And then on Saturday, August 7th, 8:30 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon. And just because the hours are that limited, the folks will still be here. So if you want to stay and you got issues and you need to talk about something, I know you're available 24 hours a day to your people. I'm not
really
putting.
are.
I know you are, but you give that information out. I don't.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
What I'm going to tell you is you do need to get registered, though, for child care.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
It's free.
Registration
but they
is
need to-
all online.
They need to know you're coming. But $25 a couple for the seminar. That is refreshments, all the literature and workbooks that come with it. But fbctexarkana.org/stepfamilies. This is very important. fbctexarkana.org/stepfamilies. If you're seeing this video, you're invited. Come, and you know, what's the most common thing that you hear?
Well,
if I said, what's the most common?
Well, it's fresh on my mind because this being Thursday, and so last night we had our class, and in that we had a new couple, and so they're coming, and typically you're going to come to the class because you have issues. That's the whole reason for even that we're holding this seminar, is because there's issues in a step family that are unique just to step families. So they come in, they're distraught, they don't know what to do because the stepdaughter to the stepdad has said, "You're not my dad.
You ain't my daddy.
I don't have to listen. I don't have to do anything.
You ain't my mama. You can't
And-
tell me what to do."
Yeah.
And put the head shake in it too, because I got daughters.
The attitude.
Yeah.
Attitude.
Hand on the hip. Daddy didn't care in my family. but no, yeah. So would that be the most common, really, though?
Well, it's not that it's common. It's common that you have problems with stepkids and stepmom and dads because they're going to come into a household. They think they're ready for the issues, but they're not. And then when they get faced with it, they feel lost.
So this would be a good thing if you've got kids and you're dating somebody with kids. Let's kind of come fill this out. And I do want to include this part. I mean, I've never hidden my faith. I'm strong in it, but it's not like you're coming to church and somebody's just going to babble Bible thump you about it. It's not. There's some science behind. There's a lot of real life science that has been put into use and has been successful in helping people overcome a lot of these problems. This man is one of the world's foremost experts. I'm going to say 17 years, you're going to be one of our city's foremost experts.
Well, and I want to explain, he's not going to be preaching to you.
Oh, no, this is
he's giving real practical application, real life situations on how to help with every
Don't
situation.
get me wrong, I think we could all use more Jesus, but this is about, there's really a lot of science in this.
There's a lot of tools that he teaches.
And here's a big thing. Maybe, we were talking about baby Blake. So we all know that teens, regardless, I've had all daughters, and they're great at pushing daddy buttons, right? But maybe, it's just, it nerves you a little bit. It's not enough that you want to smack somebody, but it's every day, every week, every month, every year, and 5 years into this now, are you happy? So these tools, that's important too. It's more than just, physical. How's your mental around all of this? So these tools address these issues also.
Very practical issues.
Right.
And it teaches you too that you're not unique, that it's not really personal, it's the position that you've taken on. You've stepped into this family, and that's a hard thing, a hard go.
Well, and the support from last night is when the couple mentioned about the stepdaughter. I asked the question, how many have faced that? And all the other hands, everybody got it. It's not unique. And so you learn real quick you're not alone in this. But what Ron's going to do is what my wife has said, it's going to give you the tools, a practical application that you're not going to think of because you're first timers, or you may be 5 years into it, 6 years into it, and you're still wondering, how do we make this work?
Right. And
he's going to help you turn that around.
Yeah. If y'all need me to, I can stand up there and tell you how I screwed a bunch up. But no, really, this is a great program, and I think in our community, it seems to, you saw how many people came downtown for baby Blake, and I think all of us kind of felt that a little bit. We've all got kids, grandkids, what have you, and a 2-year-old baby to go through that, and maybe that stepfather was just crazy, evil.
Well, I think
I don't know what his
evil
doing.
was probably the best
evil,
word
whatever
for that.
Yeah, that's not a common thing, but there's so many things that you could do if you're being pushed and pushed and pushed, even if you ain't right. There's so many different things that you could be doing. There's so many different resources available to you. this little conference here costs $25 a couple. That's, I can't believe that he's coming really at that price.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I believe he's
Well,
coming. I know he's
Yeah,
coming.
we're-
I'm
we're
just
really-
saying.
we're
Yeah, the
fortunate.
church has really stepped up to bring him, and really the cost was to make a commitment to come.
Yeah.
And at a minimal amount, but
Well-
making a commitment by registering online.
Well, he does. You know, he's doing the Dallas seminars and the Houston and
Yes.
you know, he's doing
Orlando
the big
and
city.
all kinds of places.
He does the, and you can look at, again, Google him, Ron L. Deal. He's going to be here for this 2-day conference. It's only $25.
And it may be years before we can get him booked again.
Yeah.
So
If we can get him to come back to like a little town, you know,
Mhm.
Texarkana, because.
Well, we need a good turnout, so he will come back. How about that?
But do this. Share this video. Share this information. I'm going to get the rest of this information up. We'll get a blog post done. But I appreciate you taking time. We got to meet under unfortunate circumstances with Blake's benefit, but y'all coming down there and giving out that information, that just showed how important this is.
Mhm.
And hopefully I want you to know how important. I'm sure you're changing lives. I know you are. So thank you for what you put
yeah,
into
with
this.
God's help, yes, we
It
have.
It is
We
a
have.
very, very important topic,
Yeah.
and so many times we think we can figure it out. And
We need help. We need each other.
that's right.
Yeah.
So get with some other step parents went through it. What's your advice for You Ain't My Daddy?
Mm.
Too long to even
If it's
try to
If
explain.
it's a teenage boy, can you make him dig holes in the backyard?
You could try that. Doesn't
Yeah,
necessarily
when you
work.
say
Oh, I
what,
dug
when
a
you
bunch
say
of
what
holes.
is the solution to that? A real quick one.
Yeah.
Is to understand that where that kid's coming from. That the most important part about a step parent to a stepchild is develop the relationship first before you create rules for that kid that doesn't know whether to trust you or not.
So if they're just getting started, and I'm you know.
Go ahead.
All right, so you build that relationship. Does the bio parent need to step up a little bit more in defense of that step parent where they
Oh.
can't discipline?
Well,
or
that,
don't
in a
have the
perfect
ability?
world, you would
Yeah,
like to
I know
do
that's a
that.
good question,
Yeah.
right?
But that is to tread on, and this is why a conference like this, to kickstart you in the right direction to build a successful step family. Is this going to get you there overnight? No.
Mm-mm.
It's a process, but he's going to give you the kickstart. He's going to give you the tools.
Yeah, you'll get a bunch out of this, but I think just getting to know some of these folks in the program, there's folks here in Texarkana that have blended families, and they faced a lot of these issues. I'm sure over the years, you've dealt with some people that might even have gotten to a physical point.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to judge you in here. We're all going to get together, and we're going to see if we can't find a better way to get it done, and everybody be happy and healthy in the process. Is that right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What else can we add other
Well-
than fbctexarkana.org/stepfamilies?
Well, we had some stats, and some of them are, and I think it's real important, especially for local church congregations. You know, we're going to be reaching out to them, but to understand that even in a church environment, our local congregation, your local congregation, as much as 35 to 40% of every congregation is made up of step families.
Very common. I mean, it really
Yes.
is. You know, because you threw out a couple numbers that I'm going to end up late tonight Googling all this stuff and replaying it in my head. It's just how I do. But we know 50% of first marriages.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
just
actually 52 is what the stats are.
yeah, but it's so ingrained or so the norm that to say first marriage.
Mhm.
You know,
Shouldn't even have to say that.
Right. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So let's say your marriage. You get married, you think that's going to be the one, but it ain't. 50% of those end. 70% of second marriages end in divorce, and the biggest common denominator to second marriages are children.
Yes.
I think.
Yes, how to deal with the step parent and the step children, and expectations that these parents have when they're going to come into a new relationship. They expect this. the terminology that he's going to use, one of them is you come in with a white picket fence mentality.
I can see that.
And immediately into your first or your second week, you go, uh-oh.
Yeah.
I didn't sign up for this. I don't know how to handle this.
It's barbed wire and got, a little bit. I got it. All right, so again, I want to tell you, share this. This is very important information. What happened to baby Blake should never happen to any child for any reason. That man was just evil, but he was a stepfather, and just bringing up the topic, the way Miss Helen and y'all came out to, put yourself out there that this is available. Thank you. It's a huge deal. I know you're changing lives, and you're going to change even more. So thank you for talking to me about it. Again, Friday, August 6th, Saturday, August 7th. Ron L. Deal, he's going to be here now. World-renowned speaker. He's an expert on all of this stuff. Writer, author. He's got books, a series of books, videos.
Yes.
He's got, there's a whole ministry around this. But again, there's a lot of science involved, and you should get with some people that are experiencing the same things, and this is the opportunity. Nobody's going to judge anybody here.
Right.
You come in here and be honest. Sometimes I want to wring that little sucker's neck.
Oh, those words have been said several times in class.
If my dad had been alive, I'd have never, right? So before it gets that far, there are solutions.
Yeah.
So
his material is wonderful. We use it in our support group, and we just have a lot of respect for him and his knowledge.
Yeah,
so we want people to hear him.
Yeah, he's going to be here, and again, Friday, August 6th, 7 to 9:30 in the evening, and then on Saturday, 8:30 in the morning till 1 in the afternoon. Don't think that though, because if you do, somebody might be watching this thinking, "Oh, I'm going to need at least 11 hours." Right? Well, somebody will stick around.
That'll come later in class.
Yeah, somebody they'll stick around with you. If you need 11, 12 hours, we can get you covered. But here at First Baptist Church, Moores Lane, 3015 Moores Lane, it's a huge deal. August 6th and August 7th. For more information,
in the atrium.
In the atrium here. For more information, fbctexarkana.org/stepfamilies.
I would encourage you to register as soon as possible. There will be somewhat limited seating. I'm sure if we get over capacity, we can move to a little larger venue. But right now, it's limited on the first 250.
And we'd like to get you in there because we just put it on video that everybody can come. So
and everybody can. We just need, as soon as we start seeing registration go,
and it's
then
not
we can
just
get bigger.
Yeah, it's not just that, but it's for the child care too.
Yeah.
Child care provided.
They need to have workers ready.
Yeah, child care provided, refreshments. So get registered, fbctexarkana.org/stepfamilies. Bill and Rhonda King, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I know I'm taking up all your time today, but I appreciate you talking to me about all this.
All right.
We appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Look forward to